Just give it a minute here before we actually get going. Give everybody time to get here. All right, well, here we go. I hope everybody's had a good week. All right, so we got nothing at the Emmy residence on day one. So we have something that will advance the story over here at the school. So I guess we're going to the school. See what's in store for us there. Yeah, we're going to school today. Oh my. I guess the question here now is, do we talk to our classmates in the third year classroom, or do we head to the archery range? Huh. Part of me wants to go to the archery range, but part of me wants to see what our classmates have to say in the year 3 classroom too. All right, well, let's head to the classroom and... Oh, sorry. I do apologize there, Connie. I was a little quick on the draw. We'll see if we can get to if we can still get to the archery range after this. A familiar voice steps in front of the third year's classroom. Mitsuri and Tosaka as well, the beautiful duo who were the pride of the third year of Hamurahara. It's hard to believe that I'm acquaintances with both of them at all. Morning, Mitsuzuri, Tosaka.
Ohayo, Emiya-kun.
こいつようやく帰ってきたんだって聞いた
Of course we heard that we were there when she got back, silly. Silly little Mitsuhara. Mitsuzuri points at Tosaka. Yeah, we already knew. Of course I know, so I nod. We're basically living together.
そう、私も洋行帰りってこと。
この時期に英国旅行なんだってな。まったく学校サボって海外旅行と決め込むなんて優等生のくせにどうしたもんだか。
For Mitsuzuri to be lamenting like that, she must be jealous. There's no doubt I would have thought the same if I'd known the circumstances.
で、どこ行ったんだ？ロンドン、ウェールズやネスコとかも？
I doubt she was at any of... Well, London probably, but probably not Wales or Loch Ness. She was probably busy at the clock tower.
ほら、私も来年からいろいろあるじゃない？
Yes, the surface level reason for Tosaka's trip is supposed to be prep for studying abroad in London.
ああ、なるほど。今のうちに下宿選びってこと？
それもあるし、前もって整えておきたいことが多くて。それに、自分が住む環境に早めに慣れ親しんでおかないとね。
She says as a scholarship student, but really it means it's essential to make necessary arrangements.
もうあっちの学校の推薦取ってるんだよな。羨ましいね、優等生は。
綾子だって楽勝じゃない。この前の実力テストもさすが三綴様様って思ったわよ。
それでもあんたより下じゃない。まったくもう。どう思うこの優等生様を、エミヤ。
Don't look at me. I do horrible on the tests.
エミヤはぼんやりしすぎだって。ダメすぎるとマトウと一緒に卒業する羽目になるぞ。
I mean, he is kind of a space case.
あら、エミヤくんはそれでもまんざらじゃないって顔してるわよ。
Osaka really enjoys teasing me like this. That would mean I get held back, but I haven't been doing that bad.
まあ、エミヤくんはね、いざとなれば私が面倒見てあげるわよ。
エミヤに家庭教師するとか？
それどころか、卒業後の進路先まで探してあげたりもできるわよ。
Oh, good God. No, please don't. Wow, in front of Mitsuzuri like this? If you were saying this sort of thing in front of Ise, it'd be a critical blow. Mitsuzuri is looking at me with a question in her eyes. You know, I can do housework and also...
エミヤくんも留学とかしてみる気分になってるかもね。それにルームシェアすれば家賃は安く済むじゃない。
おお、いいのかそれ、遠坂ってば。
Well, that's like saying we'll live together by studying abroad. Well, she is saying that we're going to share a room. Though it's true that we won't have the financial freedom to be able to live in different buildings if we do go over there.
エミヤが留学してどうするんだ？っていうか、大丈夫なのか？こいつ連れてって。
異界でも異教でも
We're taking me to go study abroad. Come on, Mitsuzuri, that's just rude.
それにエミヤくんは別れたくないから追ってくるって言ってたりして。
Tosaka, that is so mean. Ah, who would do such an embarrassing thing?
へえ、エミヤってもっとサバサバしてるのかと思ったんだけどさ。
You'd think, right? I'm cool, it's fine.
いや、遠坂にはね、なんだ、あれだ、エミヤ。
Mitsuzuri pats me on the shoulder. She sighs before making an announcement.
その息で追えば、エミヤでもなんとか背中ぐらいはこの女を捕まえられるかもしれない。
Wait, we're not trying to.
あら、そういう綾子だって男の子が追いかけるのは大変そうじゃない？
うるさい。っていうか、それで思い出した。
Y'all not fight in the hallway,
エ
please.
ミヤを連れて行くのはちょっと待ちなさい。こいつとはまだ勝負がついてない。もう一回、シャで白黒。
It's time, you two. Also, Mitsuzuri, let's do that another time.
また逃げられた。遠坂、土産話はまた後で。
いろいろあるわよ。じゃあごきげんよう、エミヤくん。
They both hurry away. All right, I head to my classroom. Can we... Damn it! Tosaka has moved from the archery range. Okay, we're gonna invade her... Wait. Yes, let's invade her space on the rooftop. It's lunch break. Time for food. As per usual, those who are empty-handed and do not bring lunch like me have infinite possibilities, but, well, the cafeteria is the go-to. Other rare examples other than going to the convenience store would be running to Mount Miyama shopping district and buying lunch, or going to eat in Shinto and coming back before 5th period. Goto said something like how you'd reach peak assessed is if you don't know whether you're going to eat or challenge him at a time trial. Why would you want to bother? I've heard that there are some people who hang out in Shinto and completely ditch coming back. That makes sense. I don't think I could go all the way to Shinto and come back to school again.
何がそうなんですか、先輩。
Oh, that would be the Sakura. Oh, well, going to Shinto for lunch and coming back.
無茶です、ダメです。やめてください、先輩。
Apparently, Sakura won't let us.
いえ、そんな無理をしなくても大丈夫。ちゃんと先輩の分もありますから。
See, Sakura brought her lunch. Isn't she nice? Wait, she looks mad. What? Oh, it's you, Sakura. No, I was just talking to myself. When I turn, there's a girl holding a bundle wrapped in cloth in her hand. Hey, Gumigun, welcome to the stream. Oh, you had a flu for the last week? I am so sorry to hear that. I hate getting the flu. Fortunately, I haven't had one in a while. I'm hoping I don't get one this year. Could it be she's planning to go see the cherry blossoms and skip school?
よかった。先輩がそんな無理をするんじゃないかと心配でした。
You're the one who's pushing your... No, never mind. Sakura, is that lunch? When I point at it, Sakura nods with delight. There's quite a lot. So this was the result of her working hard in the kitchen this morning.
はい。先輩と一緒にお昼にしようと思いまして。
Oh, you want to eat lunch together, Sakura? I'm down with that. You're hoping you'll be better in a couple more days? Well, that would be nice. I hope so too, for your sake. The flu sucks. That works out. I didn't have lunch either. Wait, are all 3 boxes for the 2 of us?
実は東坂先輩も一緒にと思いまして。
Oh, so there's one for Tosaka too, I see. I see, so that's why there's enough for 3 people. Okay, I'll go get Tosaka.
大丈夫です先輩。もう東坂先輩は屋上で待ってますから。
well, good job, Sakura. You're on the ball today. Got everything figured out, eh? Oh, but what about Kyoto Club? I've managed to watch the first episode of Parasite the Grey. My goodness. I thought Parasite the Maximum was dark. Man, this one really kicks off with the... It's much darker than the anime. I will give it that. My only real gripe with it so far is that the dubbing could be way better. Sakura is the captain now, so it seems like she's always having lunch at the archery range.
今日の昼はオフってみんなに言ってあります。ですので心配なく屋上に行きましょう。
Well, all right then. I guess we're off to the roof.
姉さん、お待たせし
Would
ま
have
したか？
irritated Tosaka. Gravy. The way Sakura calls Tosaka changes when no one's watching. Tosaka is waiting on the rooftop with her usual expression. I'm sure the other students would flee if they spotted her with that look.
いいえ、全然。それよりちゃんとユミヤくんを捕まえてきたのね。
So far, it's not bad. Like I said, my only real gripe with it so far is that the dubbing is not the greatest. But other than that, so far, like, the first episode was pretty good, actually. So, I'm looking forward to... I hope the pace continues. Though they seem to have, like, skipped right to almost the end of the anime kind of deal. Like, they just... Right at the beginning of the first episode pretty well, they're already doing the whole scanning for the parasites. So it's there's no actual like wait what's going on here? They're just already all over the parasites. It's kind of weird. I get that it's a continuation of the story, but like if one area was keeping it under wraps, then another area having the same issue would be like, wait, what's going on? So, I mean, they really hit the ground running with the first episode. Which one? I mean, they showcase several little variants of the parasite right off the cuff. There's no way I can turn down Sakura's lunch. Plus, I didn't have anything anyway.
私もよ。せっかくさくらが作ってくれたんだから、ご商売に預からないと。
I mean, they do look pretty freaky good for live action. Like, they really did a good job with the CGI. I was impressed with that part.
そうですね。姉さんと先輩にご馳走するために頑張りました。
Like, when doesn't Sakura work hard? Like, come on, girl, you need to relax. Sakura joyfully opens the 3 stacked lunch boxes. You would think of traditional New Year's dishes inside a nest of lacquered boxes. But there's a colorful lineup focused on rice balls, fish cake, and bright red and white. Wow, sounds tasty. I want some. We're given chopsticks and served plates before surrounding the boxes.
大したものね、さくらも。朝のあの間に
Is Sakura outdid herself this time?
昨日の夜からいろいろ準備してましたから、3人分って決めてれば逆に1人分だけ作るより面白いですよ。
I say my thanks and dig right in. Having lunch on the rooftop in the fall feels similar to the sort of ideal image of a picnic. It kinda is a picnic. It's going not too bad so far. I had one boss fight earlier like a couple episodes ago that I wasn't sure if I was gonna beat them, but I managed to, mostly because of my Zeba. She's like breaking out Excalibur like 3 times a fight. It's freaking hilarious. Right now, there's some messed up stuff going on in Penacony, and I'm not real sure who I'm supposed to trust, actually. I mean, that's your standard fare, though, for a game like that. You get stuck in a situation, and everybody's trying to get you to solve it in the way they want it solved, but nobody's actually telling you the truth. When I chew the rice ball wrapped with seaweed, I can taste the subtle salty flavor. The inside is kelp. A refined choice.
見上げたものよね。私だったらここまでできないわ。そうですか？姉さんがお弁当を作ったらすごそうなんですけど。まあ違った意味ですごいだろうけど。
Let's not put Rin's cooking and incredible in the same sentence.
私、自分で作って自分で食べるってことになると、必要最小限のものしか用意できないのよ。
But she's a terrible cook,
別に贅沢したくないってわ
so
けでもないんだけど。
I was upset though in my star rail that I didn't pull the freaking Gilgamesh looking guy that's was in the lineup a little while ago. I burned all my tickets trying to get him and I never did. Yes, Dai has been incredibly busy with his Nikkei lore and stuff. He sighs and nods along with Sakura. She's either developed a habit of saving money or she's lazy when it comes to herself. Despite liking luxurious things, Tosaka won't waste money.
もう今更治る性格でもないからいいけど。そうなるとちゃんと3人のお弁当をしっかり作って用意できるさくらの着実さが羨ましくなるわね。そんなことないですよ。私は姉さんみたいに細かな気が利かないからこんなのしか用意できなくて。
I can only prepare things like this here world-class lunch.
なんで？
Right.
美味しいじゃない。
Because
仕上げ
soccer
の煮
is
浸しもいい感じで。
modest to a fault.
揚げ物は翌日以降もいただき方があります。これも先輩から教わりました。
Even though this dish is juicy, the broth doesn't leak out and mix the flavors. I nod while eating rolled omelet, impressed. She's better at getting good balance between broth and sugar than I am. Wow, she's getting to be like I said, a world-class chef in the kitchen there, Sakura. Good job. I did not. I have been actively avoiding the news lately. Just because all of it is just... Let's face it, when was the last time you heard anything good on the news? So I've been like actively avoiding the news for the last little while. So I have not heard about much, actually.
嬉しいです。姉さんのお弁当すごく楽しみです。まあ、あんまり期待しないでね。
Yeah, let's not get our hopes up, Sakura. Not sure you want to eat whatever she prepares.
誰かにお弁当作るのも久しぶりだし。ま まあさくらやエミヤくんへのお礼を兼ねてそれなりに頑張らせていただくわ。
You will try, won't you, Rin? The sisters seem to be having fun as they continue conversing. Really, they should have been like this for a long time. The older sister, Tosaka, having lunch with her younger sister, Sakura. What do we call her Rin, for crying out loud, just instead of Tosaka? Let's just call her Rin, shall we? The conversation is lively with idle everyday things. Although the bond that was severed 11 years ago will never return to the way it was, both, even with its patchwork and needing some more time to heal, it is something to appreciate. It certainly is. I'm glad Sakura and Rin are getting along so well after everything that happened. I guess we're going to work to get just absolutely destroyed. This ought to be entertaining. I worked hard today? Did I? Did I work hard today? Man, I'm tired. The lights are on at the house. Everyone must be back home by now. I walk home for no reason, but it's pretty cold once the sun sets. For now, I should eat dinner, take a bath, and rest my body before I think of about what to do.
シロ、おかえりなさい。
Oh, hey, Seba. Wow. I'm... Oh, hey, Saber. Were you going to go out right now?
いえ、シロのことを待っていました。
Aw, she was waiting for us like a little puppers. Except in this case, it's a lion. Ah, that explains it. I'm a little taken aback. It's kind of an unexpected picture for her to be so diligently waiting.
シロはこの家の主で働いて帰ってきたのです。
That is very true. That is what escapism is all about.
ねぎらいたいと思うことはそんなに不思議なことでしょうか。
No, you're right about that. Thank you. I'm back, Saber.
ええ、おかえりなさい、シロ。
You're so adorable.
食事の支度ならできています。
Oh, she's like
Nothing
God,
hiding myself.
even has dinner. Well, I'm surprised she didn't eat the dinner. Wow, Saber needs a pat on the head for like holding herself back and not eating. I'm impressed. I go through the gate of the Emiya house with Saber. As if realizing the things you take for granted are valuable after the end. I'll probably look back at this greeting as a special memory sometime. Wait, how did that advance the story in any way? I guess we go to sleeps. I know, right? That's why I don't get why anybody would want to censor anime or any. It's like complete escapism. Why are you like trying to ruin it? Let's see. I guess we go to the afternoon of day 2. Okay, so we got something new at the Emiya residence. I guess that's where we're going. It's... Why is Ize here? No one's here. The note on the message board is in Sakura's handwriting. I'm going back to my house for a bit. Ryder and Saber left a sticky note on the refrigerator that reads, "Going shopping in Shinto." Everyone else seems to be out at the moment, leaving me alone in the house. Oh well, not like I have to work today, so I'll hold down the... The doorbell rings. Wait, where did you hear that? I've never heard that, Gumi Gun. Where did you hear somebody say that people who play FGO are pedos? Because that makes absolutely no sense. I go see who it is, and I'm surprised by an unusual guest.
Oh.
For a moment, we stare at each other without saying anything. The opportunity to greet each other passes. Not that he's willing to do that to begin with. If this was a combat sport, each fighter would be waiting to see who makes the first move. But it's not like he came here picking a fight. Oh, well, there you go. It's people on X who have, like, absolutely non-valid, no valid right to comment on it. I mean, that is their opinion, which they're allowed to have. It's objectively wrong, but they're allowed to have their opinion. Hey, don't see you around here every day. Are you here to check on Sakura?
別にちょっとこの辺りに用があってね。帰りがてら寄ってやっただけだよ。
Okay, you might as well come in if you have time. Since it's here, you're probably on foot. The Motto House is pretty far, so have a cup of tea before you go.
お茶？まあ、そういうのもたまにはいいか。暇じゃないんだけどね。少しぐらい付き合ってやるよ。
Yeah, I wouldn't pay much attention to what people on X are saying about people who play FGO. Yeah, do that. Sakura is out right now, but she'll probably show up after a while. You can wait here for her.
さくらは関係ないって言っただろ。
Okay.
それより今ってどこだよ。お前の家変な作りの上に無駄に広いって本当だな。
Right? Exactly. That's why if you pay them no mind, they kinda go away. If they're not getting if you don't let them get under your skin, they'll eventually stop trying because there's no point. Huh? Is this your first time here?
さあね。今まで来たことがないし、初めてなんじゃないの？僕、エミヤの家に興味なかったし。
I bet. We used to always hang out at your house. I felt bad asking you to come over here.
当然だろ。なんだってわざわざこんな大口で集まんなきゃならないんだよ。
Harsh, dude. Harsh.
学校からだったらうちの方が近いじゃないか。
So what if your house is closer to the school? As you can see, Shinji's kind of an asshole. Has never been inside my house before. He came over to pick up Sakura once, but only came as far as the front door. Yeah, because we probably wouldn't let this asshole into the house even if you asked. Except we just did, for, you know, reasons, I guess. Okay, this is the living room. The hallway either turns right to the dojo and turns left to the guest house. Sakura uses one of the rooms there.
随分と離れてるんだな。
That's what it took to get Fujine's permission. So you feel like your little sister's in safer hands yet?
しつこいね、エミヤ。さくらのことはどうでもいいって何回言わせるんだよ。
We know you don't care about Sakura because you're an asshole. That said, I noticed Shinji stealing glances in the direction of the guest house. He's probably curious about Sakura's recent living situation. Hey, do you want black or green tea? I called him from the kitchen.
え？何？紅茶飲むようになったのか、エミヤ。
I think we drink whatever tea is actually being made at the time. Is that a surprise? Well, the majority of the residents here prefer black tea, so I kind of have to deal with it. So which do you want?
どっちも趣味じゃないね。
Well, screw you then. You don't get none.
それよりさ、エミヤの部屋ってどこだよ。先にそっちに行こうぜ。
Why, so you can shank me in my room? Shinji's voice is lively for some reason. Oh yeah, he definitely wants to shank us in our own room. It's not like there's anything interesting in my room, except for getting shanked by Shinji. It's right over there, not as interesting as yours though.
そういうのは僕が判断することだろ。
He did, and we're not going to get into that because it makes me angry every single time. I hate Shinji with a freaking passion. One of the greatest written antagonists of all time. Once you get this guy's full story and know everything, you can't help but hate this man to the very core. He's one of the most well-written antagonists I have ever come across. And I hate that I love him for that. But as a character, I absolutely despise this vile piece of human-like garbage.
ほら、早く案内しろよ。せっかく来たんだ。一度ぐらいは友人の部屋ってのを観察させろよな。
Sure, don't complain later, though.
ここ？へえ、屋敷の一番奥なんていい部屋じゃんか。
Is it the innermost room of the house? Yeah, I guess it has the best placement. Shinji's eyes twinkle in anticipation. Oh god, he really is gonna shank us in our bedroom. No! But that smile does complete 180. Once I slide the door open.
何これ？なんもないじゃん。
What did you expect? Like Renaissance paintings all over the wall or something stupid? Come on, we all know Shiro's a minimalist. There, it's nothing. I have a desk and a seat cushion. There's a small bookshelf in the corner too. I place extra emphasis on the bookshelf. It's a piece of furniture I bought recently, specifically to store the literature I've received from Ryder.
さっきの今のがマシ。たくさ、予想通りにつまんないやつだね、エミヤは。
Everybody knows Shiro's a minimalist. Why does this surprise you, you damn Shinji, you? God, I hate that guy. After grumbling and doing a quick tour of my room, Shinji heads back to the living room. Why, so you can complain about that too? God, I hate what it has. So what are you having, Shinji?
コーヒー。砂糖2杯にミルク入れる。
I told you I was making tea, you asshat. God, what is wrong with you? I only have normal cow's milk, though.
いいじゃん、牛乳。クリーポより上等だ
You
よ。
want to suck it right from the udder, you piece of... Oh,
あ、お菓子はいらないからな。変に気を使うなよ。
good. I wasn't going to offer you snacks. God. I appreciate that. The snack situation in the house is pretty strict. Yes, Saber gets them all. I brew coffee for two and return to the living room. Shinji's sitting there looking unhappy. Oh, good. I'm glad he's unhappy, the prick.
紅茶も出ればコーヒーも出るのか。変わったよね、エミヤ。ここんとこ趣味広がったじゃん。
Oh, shut up. I've always had black tea and coffee, you dumbass. I just prefer Japanese tea. I've always liked both, though.
へえ、流動に合わせてたんじゃなかったんだ。
Actually, I wanted to ask you something. I heard you haven't been going to the Kyoto Club lately. Sakura's sad about it.
出るわけないだろ。三つ釣りと一緒にするなよな。僕たちもう3年の秋だぜ。いつまでも部活なんてやってられるかよ。
I mean, that's kind of fair. Why not? You could help Sakura. Well, that's because they're depraved enough people that they're okay with what happened on that island, and they're okay with protecting the people that were there. So, I mean, I really don't know what to tell you. There are far more important things to worry about than censoring anime. I totally agree. You don't really have a problem with her becoming captain, right?
ま、少しは責任持つのもいいんじゃないの？さくらのおもりは三つ釣りだけで十分だよ。
It is true, she has Sakura. Sakura does have Mitsuzuri looking out for
そ
her.
れに弓道部に出ろってのは僕だけの話じゃない。僕よりお前の方が喜ばれるんじゃないのか？秋大会も近いしさ。
Nobody's happy to see you. If you weren't such an absolute trash human version of a human being, maybe people would like you more, Shinji. Just putting that out there. That's not true. I visit sometimes, sure, but I can't pick up a bow for the club anymore. It would be rude to everyone who's been there for 3 whole years for some special occasion visitor to pick up a bow.
あ？相変わらず緩いなお前。うまいやつはそんなの気にしなくていいんだよ。エミヤは弓ぐらいしか取り柄がないんだから、下手な連中のやっかみなんて気にするなよな。
Well, thanks for that, but what about you then? You're actually a good archer, and I don't mean that as flattery. It's too late for you to get some practice in before the tournament and make a good showing. There isn't too late.
弓道に執着はないよ。 あんなのはもう卒業だ。僕にとっちゃ暇つぶしだったんだよ。暇つぶし。
What a waste. You're a natural at it.
それが何よりの間違いだね。別にね、僕は一芸に秀でる必要なんかないんだ。 そういうのは足りないやつの仕事じゃんか。
I guess that argument is fair.
見苦しいよね。
Excelling at any one art is a job for dissatisfied people.
本当に足りてる人間っていうの
Not
はさ、
satisfied with
とり
only
わけ
with
何
excelling
をす
at
る必
only
要も
one
ない
thing.
わけさ。
Oh, I totally agree. I totally you're preaching to the choir here, Gumigun. I mean, like, all over the world there are much bigger issues than anime or like the censorship issues. Like some censorship, it's a really gray issue. And how does Tosaka fit into that worldview? She can do anything, but she also tries to better herself at everything.
あれは天性の貧乏症だよ。つける薬がない。何もしなけりゃ左打ちはなのにさ、好きで苦労してるんだから。
That feels right on the mark. Sure, bye, Shinji. But see, here's the catch, Gumi. If you don't vote, as far as I'm concerned, you don't get to complain about the politics. If you refuse to have a say, even if you're getting screwed either way, if you refuse to have a say in it, then you don't get to complain after the conversation.
当然だろ。遠坂を見てた時間は僕のが長いんだ。分析はこっちに分がある。
At least that's my personal opinion on that particular matter. Shinji downs the rest of his cup of coffee. After a moment of philosophical indifference.
おい、おかわりだよ。おいしいじゃんか。ここのコーヒー。
I don't care if the coffee's pretty good. Who said you could have more? He heartily thrusts his coffee mug at me. Our meandering conversation continues. We're both on our fourth cup of coffee now. Kinda doesn't surprise me. I'm sure there were a lot of people on that went through that place. Shinji updates me on recent life, such as how incompetent his more experienced coworkers are at the new part-time job he started recently, and how old-fashioned they do things there. If I didn't know the context, I'd call it a bunch of whining, but I'm actually aware of the reputation Shinji's workplace has. According to Neko, ever since an unfriendly new employee started working at Ataraxia, their quality has gone up and their prices have gone down. I'm trying not to think about that, actually. You're probably not wrong, but I don't want to know about it. I mean, let's face it, those that are once you have a certain number of zeros in your bank account, most people assume they're untouchable at that point. It's kind of disgusting. I'm surprised you got that job though, or any job in general. Tosaka said that the Mato family is quite well off. Old Zokin is sitting on a hefty retirement fund.
ちょっとした気晴らしだよ。
Oh, he's doing it because he's bored, I
ま
see.
あ、卒業後に自分の金が必要だしね。貯金だけじゃ心もとないんで、今のうちに稼いでおこうと思って。
Huh? Are you leaving home once you graduate?
別に。いざ出るときに金がないんじゃバカみたいだろ。でもまあ、8割は上京する方に傾いてるかな。
Another surprise. Shinji's leaving. That's more significant than typical young adult moving out. The Matos are a lineage of mages. Even if Shinji or the entire family lacks the aptitude for magecraft, I still wouldn't expect him to leave knowing what he knows. If he were to leave, that would mean that... Shinji, wouldn't that mean that you'd be cutting ties with the Matos?
じいさんに言わせればそうなるだろうね。僕の父親には弟がいてね。そいつは家を出てどこぞに引っ越したらしいんだけど、それっきり感動扱いだし。冬木市を離れるってことはそういうことさ。
Pretty harsh punishment for leaving Fuyuki. Getting disowned? Damn. I see. And Sakura?
言ってあるよ。身の振り方を考えろってね。僕が家を出たら、マトウはそれまでなんだ。後を継ぐ者がいないんだから、あいつも家を出るしかないだろ。
I would bet that she would inherit the Mato legacy. Shinji?
なんだよ。当然の話だろ。ああ、言っとくけど、マトウ家の財産は僕んだからな。じいさんがくたばったら受け取りに帰ってくるから、さくらには無駄遣いするなって言っとけよな。
Even though I've known Shinji for 5 years, I still can't tell if he's bluffing or genuinely concerned for Sakura. Still, he's making the best choice for Sakura in his own way.
しか
Is
し
he
なん
though?
だね。まさかエミヤと2度も卒業の話をするとはね。知り合った頃は、ここまで長続きするとは思ってなかったけど。
Yeah, thinking about it, we didn't really have any common interests. We spent more time chatting about random stuff than actually going anywhere.
エミヤと遊びに行ってもつまんなかったからね。
Rude.
他に予定がない時だけエミヤに付き合ってやってたわけ。
You're actually saying that? I jumped in to help you in fights probably 10, no 20 times. Of course, the Japanese are fighting hard in defense of their culture and anime and stuff. I would expect them to. Like, honestly, I would be surprised if they
目を
weren't.
つけられてたのはエミヤのせいじゃないか。僕はどこでも目立つからしょうがないとしてもさ、ガキの頃はエミヤみたいな出しゃばりは敵を作りやすかったんだよ。
Blaming everything on me, are you, Shinji? Your piss poor attitude has nothing to do with anything, huh? I do feel that he's right. Now, I do feel he's right now that he mentions it. Dude, Shiro, grow a pair. I think back 5 years ago. I first got to know Shinji Mato just about the same time years right now. One day after school, we were getting ready for the cultural festival happening the next day. One first year was surrounded by several third years. They were giving him a hard time for making a sign that was different from their design. I would definitely agree with that statement, Gumi. Western culture needs to stop, saying that, pretty much exactly what you're saying. Western culture needs to respect other cultures. I totally agree. I knew the first year had spent days making the sign on his own, while the third years didn't lift a hand to help. I ended up throwing my 2 cents in and got real worked up about it.
うぜえな。それならさ、明日までにお前一人で作り直せよ。
Third year said they'd overlooked the first year's failure on that condition. Tit for tat, so to speak. I took the bait and stayed up all night by myself making a new sign. There was another kid in my year who watched me from start to finish. He watched me as I stayed behind, making fun of me the entire time, never leaving me alone. All he said was,
お前バカだろ。あんなの黙ってればいいのにさ。
and
いいように使われてるって分かってる？頭の足りない3年も、さっきまで礼を言ってた1年もさ、とっくに帰って忘れてるっていうのにさ。
and so forth. He didn't stop me, but he kept nagging me. Then, the next morning, like I said, Gumi, if you refuse to get into the conversation, then you don't get to complain about the end result of the conversation. That's what voting is all about. Like I said, but that's just my opinion. When I finished the sign according to the third year's specifications.
お前バカだけど、いい仕事するじゃん。
He laughed, as pleased and proud of it as if he'd made it himself. That's how I met Shinji Mato. Our relationship continued until we graduated middle school and as we entered the same high school. But we started to drift apart once I joined the Kyoto Club. The event that resolved our falling out happened half a year ago. We didn't quite return to the way we were 5 years ago, but the fact that we can make small talk again means that we've begun to bury the hatchet. The clock rings 3 o'clock. Shinji finishes his 4th cup of coffee and stands up.
もうこんな時間か。待ち合わせがあるんで帰る。
Awesome, get out.
あと、今日寄ったのはついでだからな。変な勘違いするなよな。
Sure thing. Are you sure though? Sakura should be back soon.
いいんだよ。騒がしいのは好きじゃない。ここの連中が集まってるのなんて、想像しただけで気持ち悪い。
Just you being here makes me sick, so... Go away, Shinji. I watched my friend of 5 years leave.
そうそう。パソコンとまでは言わないけどさ、テレビの一つぐらいは部屋に置いておくんだね。魔術師だからって時代遅れも甚だしいぜ。
Yeah, yeah. Shinji leaves with that biting remark. However, while I'm much obliged for his suggestion, I actually do have a computer or two in the shed. Maybe I should have corrected Shinji's mistake and told him how relatively high-tech my house is. Nah, let's not. I guess we sleep for the day. Okay, so we got something new in Ryder's room. I guess we're going to talk to Ryder in her room. All right then. Oh, Ryder! I head to Ryder's room with a small paperback in hand. Oh, what book are we bringing her? I finished reading this book I borrowed from her, so I'm going to return it and ask for something new. Ryder, I'm coming in. Not a sight you see every day. I will give it that. What's going on? Tosaka is closely examining Ryder's hair. Ryder looks a tad flustered about it. The room also has a secret garden-esque atmosphere for some reason.
おー、エミュくん。どうしたの？障子を開けたままポケット突っ立っちゃって。
Oh, I just came to return this book. What were you doing? My voice comes out like a robot, disconnected and disorganized, from my disconnected and disorganized thoughts.
何って見てわからない？ライダーの髪綺麗でしょ？だからついね。
I mean, I have to agree, Ryder has awesome hair. When it's not, you know, giant snakeheads trying to tear your head off. But yes, she has awesome hair. I have not. Well, I've not watched the newest bit of Strange Fake. And I am definitely eager for the Witch on the Holy Night movie. I cannot wait for that. It's gonna be so good. Yes, and what can't you help doing? Bundling her hair, perhaps? Of course I brought the book back.
そのあたりに置いておいてください。後で私が片付けますので。
Sure thing. Right, Ryder, does Tosaka have dirt on you or something? There's something subtly wrong with this picture, or maybe the viewer is just nervous. Ryder doesn't exactly seem like a willing participant either. Oh, it might be coming out soon. Awesome! I should check into when it's coming out. Absolutely. I cannot miss that.
リンが私の髪を見たいというので、こうして髪をすいてもらっているだけですから。
I'm just thinking it's unusual to see someone else touching your hair. What about her makes you so curious, Tosaka? Does it have something to do with magecraft? Women's hair is supposed to have a lot of magical energy in it. So maybe she's trying out something she learned in London.
何ってだからほら
Right? I am actually what I'm looking forward to in anime form is absolutely Aoko's use of true magic. I cannot wait to see that animated. That's gonna be freaking amazing. He holds up a handful of hair, then another handful. He's acting completely serious. Examining a precious gem like only Rin Tosaka would, but...
なんで枝毛がないのよ
because she's a heroic spirit? I would assume heroic spirits don't get things like split ends, Rin. Seriously, what the heck are these two doing? Wow, you must be really bored.
だってライダってこんなに髪が長いのに朝から晩まで綺麗じゃない女として気にならない方が変よ
I'm telling you, it's because she's a heroic spirit.
美容室でも時々言われます。この長さで枝毛が全くないのは何かの冗談かと。
It's not absurd. You're a heroic spirit. Of course you have no split ends.
髪は女性の永遠の課題なのでしょうね。
Of course hair will always be a popular topic among women. Ryder smiles quietly and gently. Yeah, but we need we need 2 new Tsukihime animes. One following CL's path, and let's face it, the one we need a remake of the Arcoade path that we already have. It's subjectively bad. I mean, it's good, but it's not the greatest. It could have been way better. Split ends? I can't quite relate. But it doesn't sound like a serious problem for girls. Or it does sound like it is a serious problem. Split ends are the worst. I hear that hair gets like that when it's damaged. And that it's a perpetual source of worry for long-haired girls.
では次は私がリンの枝毛を探しましょうか。
I said it needs a remake desperately. We know Rin has split ends.
それには及ばないわよ
Yep, see, Rin has split ends. Tosaka recoils at Ryder's suggestion.
リンもさまざまなタイルでこの黒髪を養っているのでしょう。私から見ても絹のようで羨ましいです。
Who doesn't like Curry? And yes, CL is awesome, but she's not as good as Arcoade. Or Aoko. I mean, let's face it. Like, CL is awesome, I do agree. It's just that Aoko and Arcoade are just, in my opinion, objectively better.
そう言われると照れるわね
Just the way it is. Ryder takes a lock of Sokka's hair in hand. Oh, now that is a screenshot if I ever saw one. The secret guarding gauge keeps rising. Yeah, no shit it does. I've been trying not to say anything stupid, but this scene is starting to make me have inappropriate thoughts.
あら、見てライダー。そこの誰かさんポカ
You
ー
are
ンとし
being
てるわ
stared
よ。
at. I mean, let's face it. Oh crap, I was spellbound. Twitch on the Holy Hulk. Gotta hate it when that happens. Yes, Aoko Alice is very underestimated. I will give her that. She is definitely underestimated. I shake my head and step back away from them.
シロは枝気はなさそうですね。
Huh? I mean, I might. I've never really thought about it.
残念です。もう少し長ければ次はシロの番だったのですが。
I'm not sure how to feel about that. Ryder smiles smugly. I'm less sure how to feel about that. I'm just realizing this now, but these two might be the most mean-spirited people in the house. Let's just change the subject. Actually, you can help me, you can keep talking about this, but do it with someone else. I activate my defenses. At this rate, I'm going to turn into their plaything.
違う人物ですか？
Oh no. What have I done?
気になるかもしれない男がいました。
Yeah, Toko is... I do like Toko, but I like Aoko more. Though Toko is an awesome character, I will give her that. Oh god.
男の知り合いで挑発はいなかったはずだけど。
You're not gonna try to see if Lancer has split ends, are you?
アサシンの佐々木
Oh, that guy. I suppose. Ah, yes. That makes perfect sense. Even I think he has magnificent hair. He does have magnificent hair.
待った。あいつ暇なんだし、日がな一日枝毛の手入れをしていておかしくないわよ。
しかしリン、彼とてサーバント思うように
See, that's my point. Aoko's cool before she goes like full on like true magic super Aoko. I think Aoko was like absolutely cool before she went Super Saiyan. I mean, she's arguably cooler after going Super Saiyan, but you know, hey.
枝毛で悩むのか？ははは、実に良い。己の容姿に悩むうちは花の乙女よ。乙女であるうちはまだまだ美しさを増そうなんて笑われた日にはショックで寝込みかねないわ。
Aoko figure in a beach swimsuit? Well, dang. I commend you on your taste, sir. Have an Aoko figure. example sounded so specific it might well even be something he said already. Still, I'd like to ask him sometime too. Not about split ends, but about what he does to take care of his battle coat. I'd better not. He'd probably just slice me from shoulder to hip.
男の枝毛のことなんか考えるのはやめにしましょう。
You wish there was an Alice in swimsuit too? Well. I mean, I guess you could try to find somebody to commission one.
Lin もさくらも髪では苦労しているのですね。
ま、私は私で負けないようにうまくやるわ。ライダーはさくらをいろいろ手伝ってあげてよね。あの子、磨けばもっと光るんだから。
Sakura doesn't need to shine brighter. She shines bright enough as it is. If Sakura were to shine any brighter, we'd all go blind from looking at her, alright? Is that sisterly kindness or encouragement for her rival?
はい。リンには胸を借りるつもりで挑戦させていただきます。
胸ならさくらに借りたいくらいよ。なにそこ、笑ってる場合じゃない。
See, my favorite stay night, it's just absolutely Ryder, then Sakura, and then definitely Saber. Okay, so we have main living room. Oh wow, we got new stuff all over the place, don't we? Well, I guess since we're still at the house... Huh. The doorbell. I'm not expecting any visitors. Maybe it's a delivery or a newspaper salesman. Maybe we should let Sakura get it then. I get up and go to the front door. I hear voices talking. Someone arrived to greet the visitor before I could.
ようこそいらっしゃいました。さくらかシロウに会いに来たのですか。
I hear Ryder's voice around the corner. Yes, Bizette is definitely underrated. He hasn't, as far as I'm concerned, Bizette hasn't gotten enough screen time in this. Bizette needs more screen time. I'm glad she's being so polite. But the visitor doesn't seem nearly as composed.
ライダーさん。
はい。ご機嫌うるわしゅ。弓道部の外で会うのは久しぶりですね。あやこ。
Mitsuzuri is the visitor. Sakura is here, so if she needs to speak about the club, it makes sense that she'd come here.
ライダーさんこそ、いつもお綺麗で。
ありがとうございます。ですが、そういうあなたも美しい。
That is a hell of a compliment from Ryder, actually. Damn. Massive ass compliment. Your fave person in Fate is in Fate. It'd have to be Ilya.
顔立ちの
He
よ
is
うな
pretty good. Crazy,
中性的
but she's pretty good character.
思
I
わず
do
見
like
とれ
her.
てしまうほどです。
But I think Ryder is definitely my favorite servant.
そう言われると照れ。
Although she's almost never on my support list in FGO, I grailed the ever-loving piss out of my rider. What a suspicious atmosphere. She's like a snake eyeing a mouse. Mitsuzuri is a skilled martial artist, so she must instinctively sense that. I remember she said she wasn't good at dealing with riders, so she must feel utterly cornered right now.
さて、それで今日はどのようなご用件で？
そのマトウに用があって。
So you're looking for Sakura then?
弓道部の件ですね。
Oh, poor. Oh man, she's just.
あや
Ryder's having too much
本当
fun.
に思いだ。さくらに代わって礼をしなければ、私の気が済みそうにないほどに。
I have not watched all of the Garden of Sinners. No, I have not. I fully admit that. I need to do that. Ryder chuckles while seductively backing Mitsuzuri up against the wall. She's enjoying teasing Mitsuzuri. I hope it's hard to tell what Ryder's really thinking. She regards Sakura above anyone else, so she might actually be sincere in her gratitude.
いえ、お礼とかは結構っていうか、ほら、私も好きでやってることだから気兼ねしないでほしいなとか。
それは素晴らしい。私も好きでやっているのですから、どうぞ気兼ねなく受け入れてほしい。
We know you like toying with people. Medusa, we know this.
ところで綾子、最近はバランスのいい食生活を送っていますか？あなたはあまり肉を取らないようですが、それでは血液に油が乗らない。口当たりはいいのですが、
But I worry for your richness.
かと思います。
You don't sound like you're about to swallow her whole. Come on, Medusa. I mean, you are best snack, but come on. Hold on. That sounded awfully sinister, Ryder.
知って何の話ですか、ライダーさん。なんでいきなりそんな話をするんでしょう。
ただの例え話です。
Just a metaphor, my ass.
何の例え話なのかは。
いえ、
Good choice, Macadita.
エミやマト見てるんだろ。助けろ。
But we're having too much fun watching. Busted. Nah, she was just throwing that out there. After all, it's just me here, no Sakura.
さすがです先輩。気づかれちゃいましたか。
What? At some point, Sakura was watching too. I was so engrossed in watching Mitsuzuri's predicament that I completely failed to notice her.
お前らな、ライダーさんをけしかけてニヤニヤ覗き見なんて趣味悪いぞ。遠坂じゃないんだから。
Aw, I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, we kinda did
偶然です
actually.
よ水釣り先輩
Yeah, just a coincidence. Sure, sure.
おやとっくに時間切れでしたか。
Yes, you are out of time, Ryder. That's unfortunate. Ryder pulls back once Sakura shows up. It's a very graceful movement. Don't act so disappointed, Ryder. You can see Mitsuzuri at the Kyoto Club whenever you want.
そうですよすぐにライダーも
Your fave girl in Garden of Sinners is Fujino?
だからしっかりしてライダー
I'm not all the way familiar with Fujino, so I'd have to watch it to get a better understanding of her character.
そうですね。残念ですが、今はまだ過去のしこりが拭えないようです。せいてはことを思想ジェルとも言いますし、私はこれでさくらをよろしくお願いします。綾子。
Ryder leaves the entrance.
まさかライダーさんが居合わせるとはね。参ったねこりゃ。
Why wouldn't you run into her here? Come on.
遅くなりましたけどいらっしゃいませ先輩
Hey, Mitsuzuri, what's up? Come on in.
はいよじゃあ遠慮なく。
Ah, I see. Okay. I need to watch them all to get a better understanding of Fujino.
私お茶入れてきますね
I'm not sure when I'll actually get to watching all of the Garden of Sinners, though. Huh? Okay, thanks, Sakura.
へえ。
I got so much other stuff going on. What?
マートンのことだよ。すっかり恋女房というか通い妻だね。
I don't know what to say to that. She must be getting me back for Ryder. Stop pulling my leg. She isn't the only other one who lives here, you know. There's Ryder and Saber, and I should probably stop talking.
あと遠坂と藤村先生だっけ。賑やかだね。けどマトは楽しそうだからいいじゃないか。エミヤの通い妻でも恋女房でも何でもさ。
Ugh. She might have a point, but I don't know.
恋は人を強くするか。ああ、私もやっぱり彼氏作ろうかな。
Would it make you less annoying? You still don't have one after that, huh?
そりゃいないわよ。あれの後遺症でね。しばらく男を遠ざけてたらこの時期だろ。周りの男なんざ進路で忙しいっていうの。
I was planning on watching it all in timeline order. Definitely not in release order, because that would just screw me up. That time must be referring to the incident in April. I miss those days a little, but they were also a nightmare I have trouble forgetting. I can't believe she went that far.
何度も言うけどな、あれはノーゲームだぞ。第一こんな状況なのに遠坂の主張が飲めるもんか。
You have to admit, what you did wasn't a great look.
あんただって遠坂の作戦を見過ごしてたじゃないか。ほんと根っこの部分でエミヤは冷たいっていうかロボットっていうか、そこまで友達がいのないやつだと思わなかったね。
何のお話ですか先輩
ム敗戦の話。悪いねマト。この話はできれば勘弁してくれ。
Because it's about Rin, and you don't want to talk about Rin in front of Sakura, right? Yeah, it ended in a winner takes all outcome for Tosaka.
はあ、麻雀でもされたんですか？
If only it was that harmless. It was so incredibly embarrassing and pathetic that I don't feel comfortable talking about it to other people.
とにかくお茶はありがたくいただくよマト。
はい、ゆっくりしてください。
Would you like some boo-boos? Boo-boozuki? Not sure what that is, but hey. Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
大層なボ
My
ケだな。
word.
エミ
Did
ヤ
you just tell her
そ
to
れは
get the hell
反
out?
応の言葉じゃなくて追い出しの文句だってば。
でも、鮭と梅お茶漬けって風情ありますよね。
Yeah, if it were made with bento stock instead of tea, it would be quite light. Sakura drifts off topic to cooking, but I'm all for it. Mitsuzuri sighs at us and says,
まったく微笑ましいほどにおみきどくりで夫婦ぜんざいだなお前たちは。
Would you stop it, please?
何を言うんですか、水釣り先輩。私と誰が
She thinks we're getting married, Sakura.
照れるな照れるな。かわいいぞマト。
先輩も笑わないでください。
It's hard not to laugh, come on. Boo-boos? It is crazy how popular that toy got. It's nuts how popular that got and how fast it got popular too. That was crazy. I'm not laughing. I'm just starting to panic too. I don't mean to brag, but the hand holding the teacup is trembling violently.
ほらな、こんなのだからノーゲームだっての。まったくもうエミヤとマトウで夫婦ぜんざいなら遠坂とは金色夜叉かね。
I'd like you to bring it up to her directly. Anyway, you wanted to talk to Sakura.
そうだったそうだった。からかうのに夢中で忘れてたよ。マトウ、今度の大会のことで。
はい、水釣り先輩。
Yes, the partial atmosphere vanishes and they get down to business. I just listen without getting in the way. Yeah, because somebody might bite your head off. And we will sleeps for today. Oh wow. Wow, there's like new stuff all over the place. New stuff everywhere. We got that. And well, I guess we've been avoiding talking to this guy long enough. I stretch in the temple courtyard. It's a beautiful day. As I'm wondering what to do with the rest of my morning.
おや、エミヤン、どうしたん？朝から神頼み？
cheapest rich person car. That is a good way to put it. Neko enters through the temple gate with a clatter. Good morning, Neko. Is today... I don't need to finish the question. Neko is holding a large package with both hands. It's a mountain of beer bottles and sake, possibly 20 kilos worth at a glance. Did you haul all that here yourself?
そうだよ。だって私しかいないじゃん。うちのに配達なんかできるわけないし。
She looks genuinely confused that I asked. Maybe this is just business as usual for her. Neko, please ask me to deliver to Ryoto Temple. Neko, please ask me to deliver to Ryoto Temple going forward. It's too much for one person.
Oh, エミヤンは気が利くな。
What is that? The soundtrack in the background?
けど別にいいよ。昔から慣れっこだし、最近は下まで車で来られるから楽ちん。それより私はそういう君の気遣いが嬉しい。権限があったら時給を10円アップしたいぐらい。
Only a 10 yen raise, huh? See ya, she says as she walks off to the temple building. I'll take that. You just need to bring them to the kitchen, right?
そうだけど別にいいのに。
We know we don't have to, but you know.
楽だからいっか。
We're doing it anyway. I take the case of beer to her left. Whoa, this is way more than 20 kilos. What did you put in here, Neko?
何ってうちは酒屋でしょ。ビール、日本酒、ウイスキーにブランデー。あ、ラオチュウも頼まれたか。
1 million yen raise.
コツがあってね。一人で持つ分には自分の体重ぐらいまでは持てるんよ。でも視点が分散するとこの通り私もちょい辛い。
Wait, I don't think that's how that works. I don't think that's how physics actually works. If you're carrying more than your body weight, that somehow mystically spreads the weight out so that it... Alright. Chatting side by side, we head for the temple kitchen. From afar, we might resemble crabs. We set our load down in the kitchen. Yeah, but who can afford that, Gumi? Other than like a stupid rich person who probably wouldn't be painting their Lamborghini with anime anyway.
お疲れさん。ありがとね、エミヤン。
As awesome as that would be. You're welcome. Wait, this isn't the whole delivery, is it? You came by car. There's probably more in the trunk.
うん、あるよ。これと同じのがあと2つ。
I'll help. Do you always handle it like this, though? Fumi could just ask someone from the temple to pick it up.
お寺に頼むのはまずいな。寺の坊主がさ、自分から酒を取りに来ちゃまずいでしょ。エリオットネスがやけ酒するぐらいまずい。あ、そもそもやけ酒はまずいやね。
The lottery of a lottery winner of 50 million? I said, yeah, See? Somebody who's stupid rich. Neko cackles. Now that she mentions it, they aren't supposed to consume alcohol here. Why don't we get Ise's permission to build a rail car? It wouldn't be too hard to make one that carried things from the parking lot to the gate.
レールカーってそりゃかっこいいな。けど山門にそういうのあったら参拝客が顔しかめるんじゃない？
We'll build it in the forest so it goes around to the rear gate.
うわ、割と悪巧み好きなんだ。けど森に走るレールカーってのはいいね。トロッコみたいで風情がある。ま、
It would
私
be
には
super
どうでもいいけ
helpful, a
ど、
little rolly car,
精
you
米
know,
店の
trolley
おばちゃ
car.
んとか助かるだろうね。
I mean, true. If I won the lottery, an anime Lamborghini, an anime paint job Lamborghini would kind of be cool. I'd never be able to drive it around where I live. Goddamn potholes would tear the bottom of the car off. It sounds like Neko isn't interested in modernizing her delivery system.
まあ、エミヤンが手伝ってくれるならあと1往復だね。2人で仲良く運ぼっか。そうだよ。私が1つ、エミヤンが1つで一応30キロ程度。エミヤン楽勝でしょ？
Yeah, 30 kilos should be easy. I can handle the weight at least. But the packages are big enough for the need to wrap both arms around to hold. And we've got to climb the hellish set of stairs, too. Oh boy. Oh, that's a tough one. Oh boy. I might just be inclined to get all to put all 4 versions of Medusa on it. The Rider version, the Lancer version, the Avenger version, and her new Saber version. The Avenger on the hood, Lancer and Rider on like each side of the car, and on the back the Saber version. Well, the roads here are definitely terrible. Well, on the way back to the temple courtyard from the kitchen, we come across something unbelievable. Fist violently meets fist. Two tall figures clash quietly, yet swiftly. An incredible sparring match is happening in the rear garden. You get a Higurashi paint job on it? Nice. Neko is awestruck. It's only to be expected. He's one of the sparrers. Even if there were unique conditions that made it possible in our first battle, Suichiro Kuzuki held his own, barehanded, against a servant. Yeah, you were saying the Higurashi's your number 1 anime.
ごぼうもしたたかだな。
I definitely have to watch it sometime.
こちらは寸止めだが、そちらは寸止めも何もない。
There's so much on my backlog I have to watch.
襟を掴んだ時点で止めるというのはどうか。
The two men straighten their clothes as they talk. One is Kazuki, the other is...
おやおはよう。シロウ君とネコ君とは珍しい組み合わせだ。
I think we'd make a perfect normal duo compared to you two. Good morning, Riken, Mr. Kazuki. Were you two sparring?
いや、その真似事かな。
More like playing at it. My god, how tough are you, sir?
私は本気だが、総一郎殿は寸前で止めてしまわれるのでな。組手になるのはさて。
Well, I mean,
10年ほど修行した後であろう。
he was throwing down with servants, so... Riken gives me a hearty chuckle. This paragon of tolerance is none other than Ise's older brother.
驚いたわ。レイ君が投げられなかった人初めて見た。そちらの方。
いや、こちらは権野僧正の客人、久月総一郎殿だ。四郎君の学校では教職に疲れておる。
そうなん？ちょい堅気には見えないけど。エミヤン。
Sadly, I do know him. Of course, Mr. Kazuki teaches modern society and ethics at our school. A lot of people call him the conscience of Homurahara, and he helps Fujine out a lot too. Seriously? It's $1 million? Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
藤村も知ってるわよね。
It used to be, I thought it was more. Huh.
まあいっか。はじめまして。蛍塚猫と言います。
こちらこそ久月総一郎と言います。
They greet each other politely. Wait, Mr. Kazuki, you've been living at the temple for a while now, but this is only your first time meeting Neko?
そうだな。顔だけなら時折見かけてはいたが、こうして話をするのはこれが
The
初めて。
pastor probably wouldn't approve anyway.
今後は積極的に挨拶をしたいと思う。
Yeah, well, you might get a talking to from Castor, or Neko might just disappear. His grim voice carries a ring of remorse. I see, Soichiro Kazuki isn't the sort of person to make new acquaintances on his own. From his perspective, he had no reason to involve himself with the woman delivering liquor. But that's only true for now.
けど、久月さんすごいな。
Would want 30 Lamborghini Gallardos, though. I sure in the heck wouldn't. If I was gonna buy one, I'd only buy one.
レイ君、柔道で全国
I
大
might buy
会
a
まで行ったことないし
Maserati as
今も
well,
警察
but
指
I
導員
wouldn't
として
buy 30
招かれる腕前なんだ
Lamborghinis,
け
that's
ど
for
な。
damn sure.
全然歯が立ってなかったわ。
うん、すごいだろう。総一郎殿はただものではない。これで年々腕が落ちているというのだから、東山にやってきた5年前に組み合っていたらどうなっていたか。いやはや。
King cackles, adding that he probably would have died. It's plausible enough to make me break into a cold sweat.
いや、私は一芸に秀でているだけだ。組み伏せるというルールなら霊感の独壇場だ。 エミヤも機会があれば手合わせをするといい。お前にはいい経験になるはずだ。
Yes, sir. Oh, this is also my first time seeing you spar, Riken. I normally see you meditating or cleaning.
いや、それはすまない。
Yeah, well, that's because they're just they have some like neurotic fixation on one particular model of car.
一応、節操の
Or
若手
I
は
assume.
考え
I
てな
don't know the mindset
お
of
い
people
それ
who
と
are
一人
filthy
試すもの
rich.
でもなし。そもそも
Since I am nowhere near anything remotely close to wealthy.
竜神様相手の特別品でしょ。学生の頃酔ってよく歌ってたよ、レイ君。バカ藤村も張り合って、ならこっちは虎を捕まえる必殺剣だとか騒いでたけど。
Neko nods nostalgically. Also, Fujine's swords aren't for catching tigers.
竜神を相手にするか。それは郷土史にあるミヨン川の竜神祭に関連が。
A dragon god festival?
なあ、エミヤンは知らないか。
I did not know.
ほら、町を二分する川あるでしょ。あれ、ミヨン川って言うんだけど、私らが子供の頃ぐらいまでは秋にお祭りをやってたのよ。
You get two, one with a paint job for each of your two favorite animes?
旅の僧侶が
Fair
これを
enough.
沈めたって話があってさ。
That's what you want to spend the money
以
on.
来、竜神様を祀って夏と秋にお祭りをやってたのよ。今じゃ夏しかやってないけどね。まあいいけど。
Oh, wait, don't tell me Ryoto Temple. Did the monk build it on top of the dragon god's resting place?
どうだろうな。確かに少なからず構想の教えは伝わってはおるが、普段の構想が現れる前から父山は開門しておったのだというのがうちの触れ込みでね。卵が先か鶏が先かになるが、
Concealed chicken or the egg question. Was the temple here before the monk? Or was the monk here before the temple? Uh-huh. Then what if the monk used Jui-jitsu to beat the dragon and then settle down at Ryoto Temple afterward?
そりゃそうよね。本物かどうかはともかく、神様をやっつけるぐらいの坊主だもん。さぞ徳高く高力無双だったんでしょ。
Shit had to have been a serious monk with some absolutely ridiculous dharmic power.
いやいや、
If he beat up a
攻
dragon
撃なぞ
god.
望むべくもない。
Damn, what a monk.
何を隠そう、決め手は口車だったらしい。旅の僧侶は口八丁手八丁で純朴な竜神をだまくらかしたんだ。
Oh, okay. I get it. He used talk no jutsu. Gotcha. The most powerful of all attacks ever, the talk no jutsu. Riken sighs with adoration. He seems rather taken with the idea of winning without violence.
それは初耳だったわ。じゃあレイ君の柔道ってただの趣味だったん？
うん。ミヨン川に静まった竜神が退屈しのぎに寺の者に教えたというが、さてどこまで本当なのかは眉唾かな。仮に本当だとしても、それはそれで仏門にあるまじき行為だからね。いや、うちが
Really?
生
The
臭がある
dragon
こ
was
とは
teaching
疑いようがない。
some sort of like wicked martial art just for kicks in its spare time. Sounds like a good time. His good-natured cohort echoes through the temple again.
そりゃそうだよね。
Somebody put, that is a cool paint job for a Lamborghini. Miku Hatsuna? Nice paint job. I like it. I approve.
竜道寺は昔っからうちのお得意様だし、このまま弟さんものんべいにしてやってよ。
いや、それはどうだろうな。一世は具足界の権下でな、羽を外す術を知らなんだ。あやつを化かすのは私では難しい。
Yeah, he's pretty adamant about not going down the wrong path, Ise is.
弟さんは大真面目
He is beyond a straight shooter.
深山の商店街組合で人気があるわけだ。レイ君もうかうかしてらんないね。まあいいけど。じゃご注文の品は厨房に届けたから、あとはよろしく。下までもう一回行ってくるけど、その間に箱開けておいてくれると助かるな。
You like the Gumi Vocaloid? My favorite is definitely Miku.
で、猫くん、この前の相談だが。
わかってます。一本あと魔王多め。
猫くんは頼りになるな。酒はいいな。
Fleming King is a relatively expensive brand of shochu. But, Riken, are you sure you should be saying that so openly at the temple? I thought you were supposed to use code words like blessed water.
そうとも言う。まあ細かいことだ。どちらにせよ。飲めば。
Yes, she is definitely the OG Vocaloid. There have been many iterations of her since.
そうなんよ。
The OG Vocaloid is probably always going to be my favorite.
あれかな。無我に達する手伝いとして飲むのかね。自分をいじめて脳内麻薬出すより手っ取り早いし。
Neko's completely misunderstood what Buddhist temples practice.
なんと、そのようなもったいないことをする未熟者は、我が門にはおらぬぞ、猫くん。悟りたければおのおの勝手に悟ればよい。酒を飲むときは酒を楽しまねば罰が当たる。
And as we can see, Riken isn't exactly the paragon of monkhood either.
午後、今の話は住職には内密にするものかな。
隠し事だ。四郎君も一斉にはない。
I have not. Is there a video of that on YouTube somewhere?
どうかな。
I'd love to check that out.
その余分で今夜一つ。他の坊主どもがちとうるさいでな。裏山で月見など。
Riken casually invites Mr. Kazuki out for a drink. But Mr. Kazuki seems like he'd be even more of a straight edge than Ise.
構わないのですが、妻がですな。
I'll have to look that up on YouTube. Definitely check that out. I want to see that now. Why is he putting his glasses back on for that?
それは内緒にしたいな。キャスターさんがいると緊張してしまってな。酒がうまく入らんです。
了解しました。詳しくは後ほど。
He agreed?
じゃあ猫くん、こちらは任された。残りの荷物をよろしく。
はい、毎度。久月さんもまた今度ね。
それでは。
We leave for the front gate while Raiken and Kazuki head towards the kitchen. Neko thoughtfully watches them leave. Neko, we're going to pick up the rest of the goods, right?
行くよ。悪いね。ちょいあの人気になってさ。
You mean Mr. Kazuki?
そう。参った。めっちゃタイプ。私、ああいう人好きなんよ。
Well, he's totally taken by Caster, so... Your favorite Miku song is the classic Rolling Girl? I'm not sure I've heard that one. What? Neko starts walking as if she didn't just drop a bombshell. I think this requires further explanation. Neko, Mr. Kazuki has a wife, you know.
そう言ってたね。それがどうしたん？
I heard of what about it? My god. I don't even know where to begin.
ああいう人いいなあ。静かに酒飲めそうだし、こっちの話真剣に聞いてくれそうだし、私も月見酒に乱入したいぐらい。
Neko laughs good-naturedly. I see. So that's what she meant. I don't think that's problematic, right? Mr. Kazuki can be her new drinking buddy.
行くよ、エミヤン。無駄話した分、ささっと済ませないとね。
Nothing wrong with a drinking buddy. Well, then you probably shouldn't listen to it if it's a sad song that brings back sad memories. We head back for the entrance. I think I'll be able to finish helping Neko before noon. All right. Well, I think we're gonna end it there for today. Let's see. If you haven't checked out my latest SAO Fatal Bullet solo challenge video that came out yesterday, please do so. Next week we'll be doing some more of my Star Rail journey, and probably we'll be taking on the next of the 4 kings in Gundam Breaker 4. So hope you guys are all looking forward to that. Alright guys, well thank you for joining me today. I hope you all enjoyed. Have a great day, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for meow. I'm gonna watch that on my own, Gumi. I have some other things I need to take care of. Thank you very much, Connie. I appreciate it. Alright, guys. We're actually gonna go this time. Bye!